Today's video is going to be a review of some carbide tools, and they're made by a UK manufacturer, an independent UK manufacturer. I believe he's a one-man operation, and the reason I'm doing the review is about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I decided to branch into the carbide tool market and have a look and see what they were all about. But to be quite honest with you, because I wasn't sure I'd be using them on a regular basis or whether I'd even like using them, I balked at the prices that I was seeing by the sort of major manufacturers that manufacture them in the UK. And I then decided to have a look on eBay just to see what it was about, and I came up with a carbide tool that is extremely good value, very good quality, and does the business. It does what it says on the can. The one I purchased to begin with was the round 12mm cutter. They're beautifully made, they're well balanced, the handles are solid hardwood, and the guy called Glenn Teagle from, this is a mouthful, UK Woodcraft and Carbide Cutters.co.uk. Glenn Teagle, I would rather call it Teagle's Tools. I think it comes off the tongue a lot easier and it's not such a mouthful. I'll put the website underneath and also in the description. Now, the tool is about 21 inches long in total. It's 12mm bright steel polished bar, and a cutter is attached to the end of the bar by means of a grub screw. The thing that's different with these that I noticed, and I actually spoke to Glenn to see what I could include in the review, is the fact that they are actually, the cutters are for cutting plastic, specifically plastic, wood and aluminium. They have a dish profile in the centre piece here and a bevel, and it gives an extremely sharp cutting edge. And like with all carbide cutters, as the edge starts to lose its keenness, you simply undo the screw and rotate it round. Yes, when it comes to an end you can throw it away and buy another one, and Glenn does sell spare cutters, and they, I think, are £7 each. And the other thing with these is they do hone very well. If you get a good quality diamond honing stone, a credit card type or a little foil, and you're careful to keep on the bevel, you can hone these brilliantly. So I'm told. I haven't had need to do it yet. I suppose I spent about two hours or so, 3 hours or so practicing with them, and the edge is still as keen as the day I took it out of the packet. So you've got a hardwood handle. A nice feature here is there are 3 gripping areas on the handle, because we all move our hands around depending on the job in hand. So you can choke up on it if you wish, or if you want a lot of leverage you can go to the back, and there's an intermediary one as well. It really does feel good in the hand. It's solid, well balanced, and altogether smacks of a lot more money than it actually is. Now that tool, complete with cutter, excuse me, and postage and packaging within the UK, was £24.99, an incredible price for a really, in my opinion, high quality tool. So that's the tool in its basics. So anyway, I rang Glenn and said to him, would you mind if I did a review? Are there any things you'd like me to mention if I do? And I will speak as I find. After I practice with it a little bit, I'll make the review, and if I'm not happy with it, I'll just keep quiet. So he said, yeah, fine. He said, what I'll do is send you another couple of tools along with different cutters, and you can possibly review those. Thank you very much. So I did. I have received also a square cutter and a hollowing cutter, which could be used for hollowing bowls or indeed boxes and hollow forms. One thing I must say is you do have to get used to using the tools, as I think with any carbide tool, because it is a different technique to using traditional tools. Glenn was also at pains to say that under no circumstances does he or believe that these tools will replace traditional tools, which I'm glad about because I do enjoy using them, but I also enjoy using these as well. And it does take a bit of practice, but they certainly do the job they were meant to do. And they're a good addition to your armoury. What I'm going to do is go over to the lathe and just show you what they do, the way they cut, the shavings they give, etc, etc. So you can make your own minds up. But all I can say is at this price, if you're thinking of getting into carbide, these are a very good choice. He has a range of other cutter heads as well. He also does a multi-tool, which includes 3 heads, 3 bits I should say. And that multi-tool, including the 3 bits, and it will also take 1/4 inch shank router bits. And that is $49.99. So extremely good value, and they are very well made, as I keep saying. If you go to his website, you will see his complete range of tools, and he's a very approachable guy. He has a phone number on there and an email address, so if you want any questions or you have any queries, he'll be more than happy to answer them, as he was with me. So we'll go over to the lathe. I will say now, I'm not an expert in using these tools at all. It was just, as I explained, a possible source if you want to get into carbide cutters within the UK. I'm sure he does overseas as well, but in America there are an awful lot of different tools around there. They seem to have a much wider range on offer in the States than they do over here in the UK. Go to the lathe and we'll put them through their paces.
No, it's just face it off, and we'll use the square one, the square tool. I'm going to be running at about, with a bowl of this size, around 1800 revs, and nice light cuts to start with. As you can see, I'm not an expert at using this, but given it's nearly there actually, it gives a nice cut. And you can also use the round cutter, and again, you want that just on centre height. Now, because the round cutter has a bevel and it's dished, you want to be putting it, you don't want to dig it straight in. You can actually use them on the horizontal very lightly, but it is better if you have it on a slight angle. Now you can see the shavings, the nice shavings coming off there. If I go in straight like so, I also get the the cutting is incredible, it really is, and I'm sure other carbide tools have the same thing. These marks are down to my lack of experience using it, but you can see what job it does. Now you can also hollow with this tool. On a pull cut, you can actually hollow with this as well. Look at those fine shavings, and this is very dry, spalted beech. I'm taking quite aggressive cuts there. Now, the more you tilt to about 45 degrees, the shallower the cut will be. But the more you go to the horizontal, you will get quite a heavy cut, and it does move a lot of wood. You can work your way around. Again, as I say, I need a lot of practice with these, but it's very easy to get round your corners. Let's forget that this is going to be a bowl, but because what I'm doing, I don't want to do too much away, because otherwise I'm going to have to reverse it, obviously. But you get the idea with regards to hollowing, and it does do a lovely job. What I'm going to do now is I'll put a dovetail mortise on here, and I'll reverse it, and I'll chuck it up, and then we'll start the hollow. We'll use the hollowing tool to see what that does as well. So I'll be back in a minute. I just thought might as well show this as well. For doing your mortise for your dovetail, and this is great for making tenons. I've done my tenons with this, and it's really good. And the beauty of it is that it's cutting on the front edge and the side edge, and it gets your shoulder really 90 degrees, which seats nicely against the jaws then. So I'm going to do a tenon and a mortise here, and I'll start that with the square tool. There's my sizing. You could imagine a second whether if that was the sort of the inside of your box you were doing, it gives a beautiful finish on the bottom. Run it across. You will be quite aggressive. The bit I love is getting rid of the dimple. That's the best bit, because that's always a pain in the backside. Deeper. I think that will be deep enough. So you can see in the finish, considering it's a square scraper, is really smooth. It really is. Very impressed with that. So I'll make the little dovetail there, and I'll spin it round, and we'll do some hollowing. I've now got the hollowing tool, but you watch the shavings that come off this and the finish that it gives. Bearing in mind, I'm no expert at it. So you basically try and find the bevel, and come through. Now, going the other way, going the traditional way, is just as effective. Look at the depth that I'm taking there, and lovely shavings. and a really smooth surface. The thing is, you have to be sort of full on, virtually right in front of it. So I would normally be doing this with the headstock swivel. But you're cutting with that piece there like you would be on an ordinary gouge. That's taken out a lot of wood, and the shavings are really coming out well, because it's cutting, not scraping. Look, I'll be honest with you, and I'm not saying this for any other reason other than it's true. When I get used to this hollowing tool, I think it'll be my weapon of choice for hollowing, because I'm really amazed at the quality of that. And no, I haven't actually done this before today, as you can see. You see, you've got to be over here quite a way, but you would be with a blow gouge. But if you find that bevel and you start cutting, it is absolutely sweet as a nut. It really is. Now that's me, you see, because what happens is you're hitting this, you're hitting the actual tool holder. You've got to be at the right angle. But when you are, and you tilt it slightly, I kid you not, that is as smooth as a baby's bum. It really is. And there are no ridges there that I can detect. Excellent. And no, he's not paying me, I'm just passing on what I'm experiencing with these tools. I've practiced with them very briefly. I haven't done this before, but I'm amazed. They really do work. Well, of course, this tool, let's take this off. This tool, obviously you can turn it round and you've got a fresh, two fresh faces here. But as with all the tools, all the bits, with a good diamond hone, you can bring back the edge. So that is an added advantage as well. It is an old wives' tale, so I've been told, not just by Glenn but by other people, that to throw away a carbide cutter is not necessary. It will take an edge again and again, providing you sharpen it with the correct medium. And I intend to do a review actually on just that, and my next video will most probably be that. So those are the cutters. Teagle's tools. I think they're brilliant, and I'm not saying it for any other reason other than I really believe it to be true. And this little chappy for boxes and indeed hollowing. The hollowing side of things I'm not too sure with regards to a bowl, because you would go in in steps, if you like. So you sort of, it's so easy. It doesn't have to. It really does take an awful lot of stuff away. I mean, look, there's no effort there whatsoever. I'm going to ruin this because I just enjoy cutting wood. You can use this for shear scraping as well. Fine little fronds. It will take some practice. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, I'm not saying by any means, and these are from Carbide Tools. Lovely fine ribbons. I'm chuffed to beans of them. They won't take the place, as I say, of my traditional tools, but they're a joy to use and they're very affordable. And please visit his site and have a look and try one out, because if you want to get into carbide, this is a great way. Okay, well, thanks very much for watching. I'll put all the details and information I can in the underneath the video in the comment section, and please give Glenn a ring or send him an email and have a look at his website and see the tools that he does. I think he'll be well pleased. Well, thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers now.